A well-known politician recently came to Attleboro to promote the good of our local and worldwide communities. Former Boston Mayor and Vatican Ambassador Ray Flynn recently led a discussion on social justice at Salette Shrine here in Attleboro. During his talk, Mr. Flynn encouraged participants to do what they can to promote social justice in their communities, noting that small acts can lead to large changes in local communities and even around the world. DoubleACS covered the event, and we spoke with Mr. Flynn after the event.
Good people have to really get out there. You know, we all go to the games, so we'd be going out watching the football game. We'd be down at Foxborough Stadium watching the Patriots at Fenway Park. Well, we're spectators. But when it comes to our faith and our values and our beliefs, we need to be out in the field.
Well, I'm honored to be speaking before this distinguished group of people here at Our Lady of Salette Shrine in Attleboro. These are people who are in the front lines in the struggle for social and economic justice, for the handicapped and people with disabilities. So, you know, to hear their point of view and for me to share some of my experiences as I was introduced today. Ray Flynn worked with popes, presidents, prime ministers, was friends with two saints, John Paul II and Mother Teresa. So telling stories is something that I enjoy doing, particularly when it's people in the audience. A great audience today are people of committed values to a better country and better opportunities for everybody, regardless of social and economic standing in life. You know, I've learned through my many years of experience in politics, government, that one person, in fact, can make a big difference. I've heard repeated stories coming from some of the most prominent people in the world who have told me that they've been influenced by a compelling, riveting story by people who have affected their lives. And I try to encourage the audience today that one person can and will make a difference, and that person could be the people listening to the comments today. And so there are a lot of injustices, there are a lot of problems, there are a lot of unsolved questions and problems in society today. But I think that if people of goodwill decide to become participants, as my friend John Paul II used to say, faithful Catholics as an active citizen, I think we're on our way of making an impact, and one person can make a difference.
Everybody in this room, if you went back and you called never mind this letter, get on the phone and call them. And if they don't call, they don't return your phone call, they don't deserve your vote.
Wherever you go, it's not the famous people that can make a difference, but it's little people. And yes, even disabled people can make a big difference. That's what I learned here today, and it gives me hope, gives me a lot of encouragement, and I'm more determined than ever that the cause that I'm embarked on, it's not about politics, not about religion, it's about helping people. My mother used to say, down on their luck, people need help, homeless, disabled, poor, whatever it is. We're all people of God. That's who we should be working for. I think we can change the way things are going, but it requires the active participation of citizens. Good people have to start becoming more and more active. When good people do nothing, that means evil sometimes prevail. And that's why I encourage people to get involved in the civic life, just like John Paul II often told me and told his audience. A good citizen, a good Catholic, good Christian is an active, faithful citizen of the country.
I don't have a blueprint as to what you should do. You know, I mean, if we're other groups, you know, we could get this special interest groups. We could get, you know, $50 million from the Gates Foundation or $20 million from this other think tank. And we could pump out press releases. And we could buy radio and TV commercials. We don't have that. But wait a minute, we don't have it. Jesus Christ didn't have it either, did he?
See, I think religious persecution throughout the world is one of the most important moral issues that we're facing today. I'm disappointed that our political leaders, as I indicated here today, aren't really speaking out openly and actively. Very disappointed in that. If injustice unspoken, leads to continued injustice. And I think that's what's happening among American political leaders today. They're not speaking out against, imagine the beheading of people in Syria and the Middle East because they refused to renounce their Christian values and beliefs. This is a Holocaust that is taking place in the world today, and the world is silent. Our political leaders are silent. There's a deafening silence, not only by our political leaders, but our national media as well. Where is the outrage? I told the story here today that when I was elected mayor of Boston, without any prompting by staff people or polls, I made the announcement before the whole audience of Boston that as long as I was mayor, no person would be turned away from a warm shelter, a hot meal, health care, and job training to better their lives. Many of those people, by the way, were veterans, mentally ill. You know what? I made that promise. People questioned me. Some people criticized me, said it was a promise that I couldn't keep. But you know what? We kept that promise to the homeless. It depends on political will and determination. And yes, it depends on courage. And the people will back you. I know that the people supported me overwhelmingly, but I had to convince the business community, I had to convince the media that what I felt in my heart, I could make a political reality, and we did.